to Battle Vortex.
Alright, now I did just finish all of my uranium campaign, but I did want to show you some stuff. I know, now Bossman, you were asking some questions too about some builds. I know you're asking specifically about the incendiary shells, and the incendiary shells works as a mortar special, not really just an explosive special, it's a mortar special. And well, now that my intelligence lab is upgrading, I can't really check my blueprints that way, but thankfully with this command center here, I can still go in there and look at my blueprints this way. And advanced, because I was actually just looking at this one earlier, incendiary shells. Right, here we go. Incendiary shells, it adds 50% splash to splash weapons, so that wouldn't be explosive, the rocket, or the work with the rocket or mortars. But it also has, with the mortars, if you read up in the description, it says mortars may create a fire field. So, you know, and there's a 10% chance of that. It says fire field chance is 10% for mortars. And but yeah, it doesn't do anything for UAVs. But I had some ideas for my base guard. Now, if you look, my base ideas, my base guard's ideas are pretty extreme, because I'm about 8,000 tons overweight right now with my idea, or ideas. Anyway, for my Grimshine Berserker, I thought about putting that in there primarily for the activation effect. Some things that I wanted to do to help it last longer was, obviously I need to have more armor. Currently my Grimshine Berserker only has about 10,000 armor, so it's only half of what it's really capable of. But I thought about putting like some CP4s on there for UAVs, and putting some lead armor on there for the like Jug X fleets, that kind of thing. I wanted to put a couple of Chaos mortars on there. Huh? What was that? Hello? Okay. That was just random, I guess.
What, me?
Yeah, maybe that was Boss Man.
Nope.
Okay. Well, it didn't sound like Tito, so I don't know where that came from. All right. Well, anyway, but the only problem with this build right here, I mean, it's 8,380 tons on Huggies. Okay, and I did stuff like putting the countermeasure loaders on there, and I really like that, because that increases reload by 10%. For mortars, ballistics, rockets, radioactive, whatever, everything is 10% reload. But it also increases the anti-mortar range and accuracy. So I loaded it up with I just put 2 Chaos mortars on there, and put the rest of it was all hailstorms. And it just seemed to me to be a really good idea at the time. And I did go with combustion system as opposed to incendiary shells, primarily for weight. And let's see here. Yeah, because I think right here, combustion system, it basically, this one here adds weapon weight at 21%, where if I went with incendiary shells, it adds, well, that's 14%, so, oh, that did actually drop the weight. Oh, nice. So I don't know. I mean, that could be cool. And that one there would put the fire on the water, which would help with subs. Okay, also, it would also hurt subs, put hurting on some subs. For my Enforcer build idea, I went also with the countermeasure loaders for the same reason as I did for the Grimshine. And I did put D5E on here. It was really just about giving it some staying power. You know, so that's why I went with the heavy armor. I got like 2 CP4s to 2 D5Es, and I put a D4R on there, radioactive armor on there. And I don't know, this here seemed to me also to be a pretty solid idea for an enforcer, a really good enforcer build. I wanted to keep a Harlock in there because those Harlocks just really wreck a Jug-X fleet. And but you know, somewhere I got to figure out, you know, what I can lose, what I can change to get the weight down to, because right now I'm still like 7,800 tons over. This right here's got more CP4 armor on it and 2 D4Rs on it for the radioactive, just in case the Jug-X's do happen to be able to get some shots in. But I don't know. The Viper interdictor, its primary purpose really is to spot subs. I didn't put anything extra on here for sonar. I really just wanted to put, you know, it's got that thermal built in of 80, so there's no amount of stealth that's going to hide it from me at a range of 80, which is far beyond my range with these Torrent missiles. Now, I did start off with Torrent 3s, and I went all the way down to Torrent 1s to get my weight down. And this right here is only 1,000 tons, and for the whole boat. So I can't imagine me making any kind of cuts with the Viper interdictor. And there's going to be land in between, so I just don't see a subfleet coming all the way in and being able to kill this. And anything else that's going to come close enough to kill it, it's not going to be designed to kill anyway. But then finally, my Mastodon idea. Now, my Mastodon idea, the point of that is really to put it deep enough into your base. What was that noise? The idea here is to put it deep enough into the base where it's not going to need any armor. And the whole point is taking advantage of that that range targeting, or that targeting range. I remember it was R something targeting range. I can't remember what it was. But anyway, I guess I really probably don't need heavy plating 3 on there either. But that says it just increases the armor weight by 14, and I figure with no armor, that shouldn't really, let me look at the weight, 12. No, I guess it did affect the armor a little bit, but I don't know. But I did put the Solid Fuel Booster 3 on there. I just wanted to be able to take full advantage of its range, remote targeting range. That was the word, remote targeting range. And just in case it was going to get pinched, I wanted to have some kind of agility system on there. The laser targeting 1 I put on there primarily for the retargeting attribute. It does have the side attribute of being able to increase the accuracy a smidge, but I really just wanted to get retargeting on there. That way, if I'm able to spot subs, this can also help kill subs. Now, I do have 10 missiles on here, and that's probably a bit overkill. So, I don't know. What do you think, Tito? Are you on and watching, paying attention at all?
I am, but the only question I have is on the inner, why don't you have laser on it? Because I don't think the Torrents can shoot them underwater without the laser.
Oh, you're talking about on the Viper?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Viper actually does have retargeting built into it. So it doesn't need lasers.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, well, that's just the Viper, not the Visago. I don't know if the Visago has that or not. As a matter of fact, let me look real quick. Let me see. Blueprints, limited blueprints right here. Hulls. Visago. It does not have retargeting built into it, so, but the Viper does. Viper, where's my Viper? There's my Viper. Viper does have retargeting built into it. Visago does not. So that's like the big difference between the two. But You see, you're here on the raid call, so I can actually put the link in here if you actually wanted to look at it, but I'll put the link in the raid call chat. I can paste it in the Twitch chat, but it's not going to all go. Like a large Orion. Joel, which boat are you talking about? Because I know there's a lot of latency between the stream and the chat. So it's like I see the chat that you type in when you type it, but I don't know what part of the video you just finished watching. So I don't know if you're referring to, maybe you're referring to the Mastodon. Yeah, because its armor points is 9152, and I guess that's possible, but they would have to actually purchase multiple rockets to kill my base. And if somebody's willing to coin their way in, and rather than use any skill at all, you know, then there's probably not much that I can do about it. You know what I mean? Because I'm not going to use any kind of coin to fight back. But even still, this base guard is a bit of a pipe dream because the weight is an issue. And even with Dock 11, this is not good. Maybe if I went ahead and I cleared some slots, so let me clear that, and that gives me down to 3,000 over, and I just don't see anything else in here else that I'm willing to get rid of that on that. I wonder, I mean, should I go less than two chaos mortars? Maybe if I did. So now that brings me down to 1455. But then it's like, what's the point of this? Really, the incendiary shell. I really don't know what the point of the incendiary shell would be. And now I know this would be, right now it shoots out 3 salvos, and if I get activated, it's going to shoot out 9 salvos. And there's a pretty good chance I'll get 1 fire thing from that, the fire field. But I don't know, that might be good. But then maybe on here, let me see if I can put one more, that S back on there. 42. Boy, that is close. I think I'd rather get rid of a countermeasure, though, than getting rid of that S, because I think this guard looks awesome. Alright, so now I'm 42 over. I'll just go ahead and get rid of one of these. That'll bring me back 125. So I'll put this in the raid call. Put this in the Twitch chat. You on here at all, Tito?
Yep.
Tell me what you think of that guard, man.
I like it.
I mean, I know usually I'll sacrifice on armor and not firepower, but here lately it's just the firepower is so strong that if you don't put some kind of armor on your guard now, your guard is going to be rendered irrelevant in a fairly quick pace. So it just seems to me that anything that you have closer, if you really want it to be effective at slowing down an attacker so that everything else in your base can work, that you really want to keep your armor, as much armor as you can. And
I posted.
Go ahead.
Only thing I would like to find in this build, because I look for something similar, is to add a bit more splash for those jugs. But honestly, so far, I have not found a way to put more splash over there in a reasonable range, so you can do singular damage to the jugs.
This might be the best base guard I think I've ever come up with. What? See, Bossman, you posted a link into your into the raid call. What is that? Is that a guard you want me to pull up?
That's the one that you posted, but I played around with a little bit, trying to find the weight getting down.
Okay. Well, let's see. On that one right there, you got rid of the countermeasure loaders. This one right here, you did this. Oh, yeah, you did the same thing, but you kept the firepower up. I like the idea of keeping the firepower up, but you know, because that countermeasure loader does add reload, increase the reload also on the, and with the S's, the reload is really important. You can, so I don't know. Let's see what you did here. The Atlas carrier on mine and yours are identical. And let me see, 1035 on yours and 1035, so our Vipers are identical. Hey Ben, welcome back.
Hi Ben. Was the ice cream good enough?
Chocolate ice cream, boys. Chocolate.
Alright. Well, it looks like primarily with the Mastodons, you really just switched all of the missiles out, and you switched the missiles out for the Siege Missile Z out for the D-55B, the Achilles. But if you look at the damage on the Achilles, the damage on that is 500. Why does it say reload 3.6? It must be retrofitted or something. Let me look in the retrofit lab here. My assault torpedoes are R10. My siege torpedoes are R10. Oh, bypass missile is R0. But the damage on these guys is like huge, man. I don't know if you've seen my slides from the show where I did compare the Siege Missile Z to the Achilles, but the DPS difference is phenomenal. Okay, you just came up with did another one. Let me.
No, that's the base guard I was going to start building.
Oh, okay. Let me see. All right. Let me go ahead and pull up. I just wanted to show you the difference. I got my slides. So we just call this the Geek Hour. Maybe I'll do a Geek Hour every now and then. Yes, ma'am. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Show slides. Let's see. Achilles. Let me just spell it. Achilles. I don't see that in my slides. Oh, wait. There we go. 120. It sounds right. Oh, you know what? My I did forget, because I think the didn't somebody tell me, like, oh, my slides was wrong, but I think I actually got the updated Siege Missile Z. I updated my slide. But this one right here, the DPS between the two, is this guy right here is 152, where the DPS on this one is 37.5. And if you go under the remote targeting range of the of the Mastodon, the DPS is reduced by 60%. So that would basically take the Siege Missile DPS all the way down to 61 DPS. And it would make the Achilles 15 if I were to do that. So that's the main reason why I wanted to stick with the Siege Missile. Now the only reason I did go with put any Achilles on that at all was just because of the range. You know, the range on here is 72, where the range on my Siege Missile is 68. And it does have the bypass, penetrative defense bypass. And they both add armor points also to my boat. So I get 600 armor points from the Siege Missile Z, and I get 500 from the Achilles. Hey, Mixter. Let me disable my camera just for a second. Alright, I'm back. Apologize for that. But anyway, so I just wanted to point out really the difference between the Achilles and the Siege Missile Z regards to the numbers. And let me go ahead and look at your build. So you got yourself a Harlock Triton, huh?
Yeah, I grabbed it in the campaign. Nice.
You know, I've actually got my regular Tritons all the way up to R5, and these are better. The Harlock is better. I don't remember the difference. I'd actually have to pull it up and look at it real quick.
Sadly, I don't have regular Tritons, but working with what I got.
Yeah. Well, this right here will chew up a Jug X. I can tell you that right now. This Atlas carrier, a Jug X fleet, and I'm glad you to see the shield electronics on there. But this I really like this boat right here. I think it's awesome. Oh, and I see you got 2 of them. The only thing that might give you a hard time might be other Atlas carriers, and I only say that because these UAVs are immune to evade. So regardless of how much evade that you have on here, even though your evade on here is really nice, it's 51%. The other Harlocks that or Harlock Atlas carriers or other Atlas carriers. Oops. Hold on a second. I don't know why that thing does that, but anyway. So that's just something to think about. And I see you got your Harlock Triton. You know, these, you can actually put a Hornet on here if you want to on your Harlock Triton. I see you just got a single Thud 1 on there. Is there any particular reason you're putting that Thud 1 on there? Is it just because you're trying to get it to move?
Yeah, I get it to move so when people come in and try to prep, it doesn't move towards them where they can prep it really easily.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, and the yeah, because the range on that's 49 too. So.
All the evade I have on the Atlas carriers, it's because my sector and other sectors around me like to hit with nuclear cruisers.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's the primary thing you're trying to guard against then. And I see you got the Assault Mortar X on here. I actually have the Assault Mortar X on my Berserk or my Grimshine currently. I take it you don't have Chaos Mortars?
No, I did not.
Yeah. Do you have a Compound Plate at all? Compound Plate 4?
Yes, I do.
I mean, I hear what you're saying about everybody using nuke cruisers, but you know, basically, if you build your guard to where you're making the nuke cruisers, you know, irrelevant. Just to me, it seems like you're putting all your eggs in one basket. You know, you're really opening yourself up to a Harlock fleet, an Atlas carrier fleet. You know, concentrating primarily on evade is because, like I said, there's no amount you can't evade the UAVs. And finally, you have a Visago. Now, yeah, and I see you got your laser on there. That's for retargeting so that you can, in fact, hit subs. And yeah, this is pretty awesome. I mean, this one right here is pretty good too. So you got a whole lot of extra sonar on there. Now, sometimes you can have too much sonar, and I only say that like if somebody's going to use like a decoy tactic on your base. If they use a decoy tactic, that's basically parking a sub in front of their attack fleet that will draw fire from your base. And while the real killer is behind it, not taking any damage whatsoever. and so that's the only downside. But so there can be too much sonar, but you know, quite honestly, this will still work. I mean, we do have gargoyles now, so gargoyles can really help a lot against decoys and that kind of thing.
I
But
was also looking about putting the arbiter in with the what tactical field is that called? Subsonic captivator.
yeah,
I was thinking about putting that on it.
you know, that is a good one. I mean, it's also got really good sonar. I don't know if the sonar on that is as good as the Visago that you have. I think it's like 60. I think the Visago, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, is 60. But they both have exceptional sonar. But you know, if I were to offer you any advice at all on your base guard design, would be, you know, just maybe to you know, when I was talking about opening yourself up to Harlocks, like if you did one of these Harlocks here and you just put like all CP4 on it instead, and I think if you put like all CP4 on it instead, because your missile defense is pretty good, 73%. But if you put like compound plate on it, you said you do have compound plate 4?
Yeah, I do.
All right. Now, I mean, obviously that's a little heavier than your. Let me see if I got CP3. Well, that one there's like 2 CP4s and 2 CP3s, and see, and this right here will help a lot with the UAVs. I mean, it won't make it immune, because, and I only say that because mathematically, when you do the math, you should be able to make your, because I actually did a slide on this once upon a time, where you should be able to achieve 0 damage from UAVs, but Kixeye did code in a safeguard to make 0 damage unachievable, and so that's basically, you would take minimum damage if you did something like this. But and that way, this will help you out a lot. Help you out a lot with the Harlocks, Atlas carriers that came to your base. Even if you just made this change on one boat, you know, it'll help you a great deal. So, but that's really all I got. But I guess that's it, man. That's all I got. I think this guard idea right here is pretty good. I do like the fact that this boat has 120% penetrative reload on it, and I don't know. You know, I was thinking about that countermeasure. I have that one special on these ones right here that actually increased the reload even more, but I don't know. The trick, I think, is going to be just going out and you know, ranking this thing up, trying to get whatever rank I can on it. But I guess that's it. I just wanted to talk about base guards for a bit.
I do also got the countermeasure loaders.
Oh, you do have that one as well? Well, I don't know. I mean, I think you have a good idea here. Now, that countermeasure loader, like on the UAVs, really wouldn't do you any good. And it could potentially help you on this one right here. And if you were putting countermeasures on this boat right here, you'd probably benefit, you know, a pretty good deal. But I don't know. I mean, it's just a thought. You know, I don't actually currently have the countermeasure loaders on anything, but I was really just trying to come up with a good base guard. I have my Savage Kodiak is going to be done tomorrow, and even though I've been saying for a long time that I wasn't going to worry about base defense until I got some other things done, I feel like I'm really getting close to having a strong base again. Close enough to where, you know, I feel like my guard's been the weakest link for the longest time, and you know, even now, if I pull up my base guard, I mean, you'll see. If I pull up my base guard, you'll see. Oh, darn it! Instead of pulling up my base guard, I went out. Sorry about that. I'm gonna get these pictures down sooner or later, but like this guy right here, his armor is currently only 10,000, so that there's a big weak point for me. My whole weight is only 78% of Doc 10. So, you know, I haven't, before I made this change, it was even less, you know, before I put the Viper in. So I got a lot of, I got some tweaking to do, but I think I can make a strong base. But this new guard does depend on me having Doc 11 as well, so. But we'll see. Well, I think unless anybody else on here has any talk about base guards, I'm probably going to go ahead and kill this stream. Hey, Alan, R75, welcome. I see Mixter VP, Bossman is here on my raid call, and Joel is in the chat. And of course, Big Ben and Carpe Diem are on here with me.
I wish that your base guards could stay. I wish Kicksack could. And I know it would be almost impossible for them to do, but I wish that you could keep your base guard, you know, effective for longer than, you know, 3, 4, 5 months. Which enforcers? I mean, we've had enforcers now for 3 months, 3 or 4 months now, and you know that's the primary what people use. But you know, now you got Jug X's coming in and stuff.
Yeah.
It's hard to balance.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, they did come out with that new special too a little while ago that I know a lot of people got upset about. This one right here, the Reflective Coating 3. But I figure, you know, fight fire with fire, right? I'm actually, my new base guard design has got that going on my Grimshine as well as my Enforcer. You know, so, but I probably will end up having to redo my base somehow or another, because right now, when you look at my base, there really just is not enough room in there for 5 boats. Let me see what kind of 5 boat fleets I got in here. Like, just so you can see, I mean, right now, there's just not room in here for 5 boats. Right now, my Harlock goes right here where this guy is. This is where my Enforcer goes. My Viper goes here, and my Grimshine goes here. But I'd need to find a home for my Mastodon, and wherever it goes, it's got to be outside of sniping range. But if I move the Enforcer over too far, then it's going to be able to get killed, you know, from the side. And if I move my Harlock too far out, it'll be able to get killed as well. So, you know, it's one of those things. You know, I'm not sure that this particular base design will support 5 boats, so I may end up having to come up with something else. But you know, I like the idea of building a good guard and then planning your base around it. You know, that's really the best way I can think of as far as trying to incorporate, you know, a guard into your base is, you know, is to plan the base around the guard and not the other way around. But anyway, I guess that's it for me.
I don't know if you, because I was out of this for a while, but I'm going to put the Avenger in my base guard. I'm going to take the Savage Kodiak out.
Oh, really?
And, yeah, I think, because, you know, as your fleet takes damage, you know, you get bonuses off that. So I would think that would really benefit your guard.
Yeah, that's a good idea, really. Thinking about it, I mean, really, that's the whole reason why I'm putting that Berserker in, is for that same reason.
Yeah, can't remember. Let me pull it up real quick. That's in the limited, isn't it?
Yeah, it should be a limited
Yeah.
hull. Sure is, yeah. Well, let me look at my guard real quick, and just to see what happened if I took my Grimshine out and put a Berserker, or I'm sorry, the Avenger in instead. And that is a limited hull, Forsaken.
Increases damage speed and resistances as the fleet takes damage, so.
Yeah. Yeah, so that would definitely make everything tougher. And you'd want to have this somewhere too, where it could not be sniped. Unlike the Grimshine. The Grimshine is made to sit in front and take damage. This guy here would, you'd actually want to protect it like you would the Mastodon. because once it dies, then your guard will no longer get those bonuses. So that's just something to think about too. Not to mention, you really can't get a lot of armor on that anyway. But like I said, you'd want to try to put it somewhere where you know it wouldn't need any armor if you could help it.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to have it blank. You know, maybe with a Hail A on it or something. But I'm gonna rely on the other 4 ships in the fleet. I just want it in there for that bonus.
Let me close this real quick. Reflective coating 3. It really doesn't need pinch resistance. I'm trying to think of what specials I put on there, because it does have the reload on there as well. It does not have retargeting built in, but it does have. I'm trying to think of what all it'd be good for, or what all I'd want to put on it. But this makes a lot of extra room for weight. Also, with that particular idea. But you wouldn't want that one getting killed right away. You'd want to protect that just like you would the Mastodon. I mean, if you had a Mastodon.
See, and something else nice about it is you start off with 50% radioactive defense, plus 60% penetrative reload. It's got a ballistic reload and a mortar reload, and a rocket reload. So, you could do a lot of different things with that.
Yeah. That's very versatile. Well, all right. Well, that was definitely a very good idea. I know a lot of people do put the Highlander in there. They have like primarily enforcer guards. They'll have like 2 or 3. They'll put a Highlander in there primarily for the fire bonus, because you get the reload bonus from the Highlander. Not to mention the reload defense from the Highlander as well, which will help a lot against like Chug X fleets and stuff. But you know, the Savage Kodiak, people put Savage Kodiak in there just like they would the Highlander for the extra penetrative reload if you have primarily a missile guard, and also penetrative defense, so defense against missiles if you get hit by a lot of Hornets and that kind of thing. I think that's about it. I know a lot of people like to keep their limited hulls for their offensive fleets, which is all good. I mean, I get that part too. You know, if that's what's more fun for you, then go for it. But anyway, so I think this was kind of an educational stream right here.
Do you have an idea for the Mastodon for any builds of it?
You're talking like an actual offensive attack fleet?
Yeah, to hit bases with, because I got that, the Avenger, and the new missile on the past raid.
Oh, okay. Do you have any Kodiaks at all?
No, I don't have any Kodiaks.
Well,
but I have 5 MCXs.
You have what?
R5 MCXs.
Okay. Well, if you had a R5 MCX, and you could actually put the like the MCX up front if you wanted to. The Mastodon is basically, it's another. As a matter of fact, I still have my slides up here. But right here is the Kodiak and the Mastodon, and basically the Mastodon is better. I know the Kodiak is better than the MCXs. It's like the successor to the MCX, and the Mastodon is just a variation of the Kodiak. And I haven't actually done a direct comparison from a Mastodon to an MCX. I know I did a comparison, I think, once upon a time with the Kodiak when it came out, but I'd have to look it up. But anyway, the Mastodon's exceptional hull. This is one of those where if you did build a fleet of Mastodon only, for example, then I would really recommend that whenever you use it that you never stack, you always train, okay, is because the Mastodon that's all the way in the back can shoot everything that the Mastodon in the front can shoot at. You know what I mean? Because of that remote targeting range. Well, I guess it really depends on that they're not that far apart, but you know, and you got the new siege missile.
Yeah, I did.
Did you did get the new siege missile?
Yes.
Okay. Well, the new siege missile is a lot lighter than the siege missile F was, and it. I know generally you'd have a 4-boat fleet. As a matter of fact, I mean I can show you my old MCX. My old siege missile MCX fleet is right here, and basically what I would do is I would have had 3 siege missile Fs on there. I did one of each kind of countermeasure. I primarily did missile armor on it. Again, you're targeting specific bases with the armor that you choose. Okay, but this was my old build. But now these new siege missiles are way better than the F, and they weigh less. So you may be able to do different things. Now, if you wanted to just, you know, you probably don't need to go. Well, obviously you're not going to want to go this many. Let me clear this real quick. Do you have Doc 11 yet, or are you going to be building a design for Doc 11?
My Doc 11 is 2 days into the process, so
Okay.
about tomorrow at 3 o'clock done.
So you are designing a Doc 11 fleet is mainly what I was going for.
Yeah.
Stuff like strike system, it might be something you want to do. The strike system does not reduce accuracy, and it's made for missiles. It increases your missile range and fleet speed or hull speed, and then so that's a definite. If you are, it's not a rush fleet, so you primarily need to worry about ballistic and missile type defense. So you might want to go with the MC3 alloy if you can. Let me see, MC3 alloy, and you know, it's always good to get your evade up as well. So something else you might want to consider is either going with either a guide scrambler or agility system. But these days also reflective coating does the same. It increases your evade, but it adds radioactive defense. So you might want to do that instead. That's just more relevant to bases these days. And what else would we get on there? Let me pull my base up, or my mine up again real quick. Strike system, speed system. Well, that looks like pretty much it. Now, let me pull that other special that I mentioned earlier with the countermeasure loader. I think it was this one right here. Countermeasure loader would also be good because that would increase your penetrative reload and also buff your countermeasures. So if you wanted to put some countermeasures on here too, you could. I didn't really do the math. Well, I know I did a chart once upon a time for Doc 11. I need to get a sticky and put it at my desk so I can remember what the what it is, the fleet max hull weight is. But let's just do a couple of these for right now, and then I'll pull them off later if I need to. The phalanx these days is almost irrelevant. Laser, the laser 50 cal sniper said laser in the Twitch chat, and the laser would be good if you were worrying about subs, but maybe you might want to consider doing that on one boat, because I know some people do put subs in their base guard. But really, you know, it's kind of up to you, I guess. You could probably do that with one boat or 2 boats if you wanted to. But the phalanx, because you know we got those executioner missiles, and those guys can't be shot down, as I recall. So I don't know if the phalanx, if you're going to get that much out of the phalanx, to be honest with you. But and also those executioners are like 100% accurate, as are the javs. People, I think, are moving away from brimstones, so you may be able to focus more on, well, I guess you need to have radioactive resistance. So right now I'm at 39%, so let me just grab a couple of those armors real quick. UAVs are common base defense. I would definitely recommend putting at least one CP4 on it, and then you know, if they have enforcers, the D5Es are going to come in handy, as in that radioactive armor does the same thing. But something like this, I think, would be, you know, potentially a fairly good design. And if you did a couple of those, let me go ahead and just do a third one real quick. Well, heck, I'll just go ahead and do a fourth one. Even though I'm well over, I can start adjusting it down if I need to. But what we were talking about earlier as far as, yeah, laser is good for accuracy. That's true. Laser would be good for accuracy against evade ships, and also for adding the retargeting for hitting subs. So that is true. And maybe you might decide you would rather have that than you might decide you'd rather have laser. Now, if you just had laser 1 alone, that would increase your accuracy. You see right there, it's a 20% accuracy bonus, and if you went with laser 3, it's 60%. This one here adds weapon weight 10%. This one weapon weight is 3%. But all of them add retargeting, so any of them will help you hit subs. And this is one of those things also that if you mixed and matched to adjust your weight, you can do that. So and I don't know, like I said, I probably would not, I'll just clear the slot on this, and copy, copy, copy. And I'm just going to add another countermeasure on here real quick, and probably have to lose a missile on here or something. I don't know, you might want to stick one phalanx on there just in case you come up against something other than that, because this will shoot down other siege missiles, the phalanx will. Copy, copy. Well, there we go. Look at that. So now we've got 3, 6, 9, and 13 siege missiles in there. And, you know, that's probably not a bad idea right here for a base killer, I don't think. No, it does not have to be laser 3 for hitting subs. All of them add retargeting, and that's the retargeting attribute is what you're after. It does not need to be laser 3 to hit subs. Yeah, player preference, yeah. So, Bossman, is that satisfactory to you, or?
Yeah, I'm just going to lighten up on the armor a little because I don't have the D5E or the whatever it's called, the radioactive defense armor at the third level one.
Well, I just put this link for this build in the raid call chat, so you'll have it, and then you can just tweak it with what you have. But I just figured you put it out there, and if I were to design this fleet for me, it would look something like that. Of course, quite honestly, I'm actually planning on, if I do build a Kodiak fleet, well, Kodiak Mastodon, I'm probably going to have a Savage in there, Kodiak, and then maybe 2 other regular Kodiaks, and then a couple of Mastodons. Maybe what I ended up doing. Yeah. Well, Mixter, if you've got laser 2 in your wolves and they won't hit subs, that might be ticket worthy, because the attribute that you're after is retargeting, and I'll just confirm also on my base that you'll see right here. That's in the advanced lab, and laser targeting, it adds retargeting true. That is what is required to hit submerged targets. It even says in the text above that it improves accuracy for missile-based weapons and also allows missiles to hit submerged targets. It says it right in the text here. So if your laser 2 wolves aren't hitting subs, then you might want to put a ticket in because they're not working correctly. So, but now that's definitely it for me. No more fleet design for right now.
I got an idea.
Uh-oh. What you got?
No, I'm joking. I'm messing with you. I
Oh,
don't
okay.
have nothing.
You got me too. I'm like, what? It's like you were waiting for me to say that.
Yep.
All right. Well, let me go ahead and kill this stream. Everybody on the Twitch chat, thanks for joining. So it's 50 Cal Sniper, Alan R, Bossman, Joel 5911, Mixter, BP. Thanks a bunch, guys.